Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the PAPAJO show where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. I really do appreciate you all being here today. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor and click that subscribe button and then grab that bell and make sure that you get all of the updates that we do here on the show. I try to do these every day live at 12:30, and today I'm a little bit behind because, well, my system decided to laugh at me and I could not share my screens appropriately. So, I think I got all that fixed now, and I do apologize for the delay here. But nonetheless, thank you all for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. If you would like to see more of Papa Joe's content, do me a favor, join the Patreon. It's $5 a month, but it realistically is only so that I can have a place where I can take the gloves off, take the filter off, have conversation with you all about things that are really happening in the world from my perspective, and what really seems to be going on behind the scenes. And at the same time, it does help the channel out at the same time. So I really do appreciate those of you who are part of that. It has touched my heart greatly, and it really does mean a lot to me. If you want to check out Crypto Confidential, that does also help the channel out, but that is more educational stuff, more how-to stuff, so that you can go and do and live the life of crypto only in your life and be able to actually get out there and have some fun with it. So if you guys and gals stick around to the end of the show, we'll do a Q&A with the live chat. So have fun in the live chat, have a conversation, and I'll say hey to everybody who's in there, and we'll have a fun conversation towards the end of the show. So without further ado, let's jump into the content. As long as my screen will share. There it goes. It's working. How about that? Cool. So as I try to check every day the different charts around what's happening in the crypto space, and we have a major run up right now from yesterday. It looks like we ended up bottoming out at, I don't know. I saw it down. This is on, what is this one on? This one's on Coinbase. This is on Binance. I saw it down a low 29,800 or so, somewhere in that ballpark. That was the candle wick that I saw. So it did, in fact, get in the 29,000 range. I don't know if it'll sink back down to $29,000 or not, but it very well could be. Guys and gals, this communication point, this is not financial advice, legal or tax advice, but I am telling you on these shows, check out this is on sale, okay? Every time this type of stuff happens, we see a major recoil and a massive spring up. This is how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies kind of behave, historically speaking. This is what they've done. So, I mean, let's see if I can go. I don't know how far out I can go. Let's see, a week. So, I mean, that's not even enough. Let's see if I can go a month. I guess they didn't start tracking this for Binance till then. Let's see, what's this one? Let's see, Coinbase. Coinbase didn't get till 2015. So yeah, it consolidates and then it springs, and then it consolidates and then it springs, and then it consolidates and then springs and then consolidates. Well, let's see if it will really spring. We will really, very, very interesting to see what's going on with that one. So fun times for sure. This is the month candles. Let's go back to the 15-minute candles. So yeah, if you're doing day trading, 15-minute candles is kind of a good spot to play around with. But if you want an overall view, I like to go play in the day area just to kind of see what's happening on the day. Anyhow, so that's Bitcoin. But yesterday I did point out to you all that the Dow and Bitcoin were very similarly priced. Kind of got to wonder what's going on with that one. So right now the Dow is slightly more valuable, even though it's down actually a good bit while Bitcoin is up. It's almost kind of like they're trying to play with the numbers. I have said it on the show, and I'm going to say it every day because it is important to remember. Everything, including crypto, will go down. Crypto will stop because there will be no liquidity to sell anymore. And at the same time, we will start to see Bitcoin increase in value because people will realize it is the exit strategy out of the old system. The old system is dying. It's pretty much already dead. 80 to 90% of the current monetary US dollar supply was printed in the last 24 months. That's a big deal. And you and I are just now starting to see the very inklings, the very, very small inklings of the implications of what that's going to cause into our lives. Look, you go to the grocery store, man, I go and buy 5 or 6 things, and I'm spending over $100. And I know you're all doing the same thing. It's realistically, right? If you don't know how to plant a garden, you need to figure it out. If you don't know how to hunt or take care of animals, you need to figure it out. Because realistically speaking, that is going to be the only way that a lot of people are going to be able to survive in our current system. Unless the system completely tanks and completely crashes and everybody actually goes into crypto and crypto becomes the de facto everything around the world monetary system, because it's an individual or sovereign, an individual sovereignty monetary system. We'll call it that way. We need to figure out how to say that better. It is for the individual or the sovereign nation to free themselves from the construct of the entire centralized banking system. I realistically am going, this is where we're at, people. This is what's coming down the pipe. Gold, silver, good old divvy. It daggum. Somebody dropped that down to three below 3. That's fun. That's still coming back up. Wow, fun stuff for that one. EOS, Ethereum, and then Matic is still down, but it's coming back pretty strong. That was a nice rundown for it. It got down 78 cents, and then it's coming back. It should be back above $1. Same with Axie is another good one to kind of pay attention to for residual income. It's also really, really interesting. People play the game, have fun with it. So Shiba's up 17%. I still scratch my head on that one. And the mortgage rates have not changed since we last looked at them, so 5.27%. Jumping in over here, Biden is supposed to blast the Republicans as having no plan for inflation. Really? Really? He's going to point fingers? You don't say. He's going to give Republicans a hard time for them not having a plan on inflation? That is hilarious. Washington, May 10th. Yes. U.S. resident Flashbang was speeching. Yeah, that's how he talks, right? I have not had enough coffee today, so bear with me. I actually ran out right before the show, so I apologize. Flashbang will be speaking, or will use a speech on inflation on Tuesday as an attempt to turn his Democratic Party's top political liability ahead of congressional elections later this year into an attack on his Republican opposition. Now, if the inflation is bad under these people and they have no way of actually solving this problem, and they're actually going to try to turn it on its head and point it back to Republicans as how they have no plan for inflation, really, dude, you have nothing else. You have no other ammo other than to say, well, it's your fault. Or you don't have a plan for this, as if they do. If he says this, I want somebody to ask him or whoever else in his stupid party that he's playing around in, whatever he's doing out there, what's their plan? I would love to see what their plan is to counter inflation. As Americans worry about the spike in inflation that has pushed an annual consumer price index, basically the price index, the consumer price index, higher than 8%. Oh, just wait till the end of this month, people. Just wait. Diesel fuel is almost $5 a gallon, about where I'm at again. And the irregular gas prices are coming back up too. Do you all see what's happening? It's still going to happen. And, I didn't even finish reading this. The resident will be highlighting in his administration steps to curb inflation clubbing. What is that? Inflation clubbing? Whatever. I don't know. To release the oil from strategic petroleum reserves to preserve or pressure companies to return record high profits to customers in the form of lower prices. You really think they're going to do that? I don't think they're going to do that. I think I had posted on Twitter at one point a couple weeks back. Those of you who know the Arizona Tea Company, they are known for doing their massive cans of tea, sweet tea, different types of tea, stuff like that. And it's consistently been 99 cents for as long as I can remember. They have made a statement that they will not be raising prices, that they will just live off of what they've made, and their company will continue to profit accordingly. They'll just make a little less because of inflation costs. They're not passing that on to the customers. And if any company decides to sell that tea over that 99-cent value, then they lose their ability to sell their tea. Pretty cool stuff. The pricing being passed on to the actual consumers is something that most companies can have to do otherwise, because their margins are so small. It's realistically a problem. Anyhow, Flashbang, is not expected to announce new policy measures in the speech, which comes a day before new consumer price data is expected to show inflation remaining elevated through April. So this was launched it was updated about an hour ago. That was this article was. So he's going to not have any idea on what they're going to do. They're going to say, we aren't going to do any more policy changes, blah, 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 blah. And yet they want to know what Republicans are going to be doing. And you guys, some people wonder why the American people are fed up with this administration. They looked at all the stuff. I need to be careful what I'm about to say. The last election and all the computers, they were tampered with. You guys kind of get what I'm saying there. We all know this. We've all seen the proof. I have personally had access to some of that information and have looked through some of the logs and stuff like that myself. They were touched. They were tampered with. Okay, straight up, across the board, across the country. All right, and everyone knows it. And they're going to do this crap. They're going to just come out and attack. Well, y'all don't have a plan on inflation. No, they should be going after the people who tried to, I don't know, illegitimately place this stupid idiot in place. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it, but that is a conversation more for the Patreon. So I have to be very, very careful with what I say here. So I'm going to leave it there. So he's going to go out and attack people. The resident is going to go and attack all the Republicans on their no plan, quote unquote, on inflation. All the while, there is another, technically speaking, housing bubble 2.0. The regional housing markets are being looked an awful lot like they did in 2007. We weren't born yesterday. Most of us saw what happened. Most of us felt what happened. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their homes. This isn't a game to the American people. And now they're going to do it again. Been saying this on their show. This is coming down the pipe with all this stuff that's taking place, all the different things that are happening all around this country, all around the world. This is going to get really, really, really bad, really, really, really fast. So the little, whatever you call it, the thing I put on the video here, basically Federal Reserve has come out and said, you think it's bad now, hold my beer. Okay, here we go. This is just the beginning, folks. I'm not trying to spread FUD or anything like that around and all this stuff, but please be mindful that this is coming down the pipe. And I know that all of my regular listeners here, you guys and gals, are smart people. You're brilliant people, actually. You've gotten into the crypto space, and you know that that is the exit strategy, and you know that is where the rest of the dollars are going to get absorbed when all of this goes kaboom, because it's about to. So anyways, when the U.S. housing bubble burst more than a decade ago, it brought the global economy to its knees. Not just the U.S., the global economy. It turned out that the multi-year housing boom through the early 2000s was hiding skeletons. Now, what happened in the early 2000s? Wasn't there this tech boom and the dot-com boom? Yeah, where all of that was happening at the same time. Doesn't that sound an awful familiar with the blockchain boom that's going on right now, and this new technology and these new partnerships and these new ecosystems that are being built out on blockchains with smart contracts, automation, and AI and ML and all that fun stuff built in. Yeah, sounds real cantily, very interesting, very different. No, it's very similar. We're going through another technical advancement as humanity, and it is blockchain technology. That's one of the big things on this show that we focus on. But this last time the internet was released, when the internet became a thing, same similar scenario. Just a few years later, the entire housing market collapsed, destroying people's life savings, destroying their everything that they owned and had. Homebuyers, driven by a fear of missing out on home price gains, were stretching themselves well beyond their financial means. And zealous leaders were giving out mortgages, or better put, subprime mortgages, to folks who historically wouldn't have qualified. As that credit rushed in, it helped to drive the housing boom. That some of that stuff changed, but it realistically hasn't really changed. There's still mortgage-backed securities. There's still subprime mortgages in those mortgage-backed securities. And the Federal Reserve has openly admitted that they had been buying those mortgage-backed securities. And those are what's on their balance sheet, $9-something trillion. They're going to unload them. They're telling everyone, we're unloading this. Get ready. Here it comes. We're going to stop buying them. Get ready. Here it comes. They're doing this. Oh, no. Y'all didn't know that was happening, that the Federal Reserve was actually buying stocks and bonds and securities. And yep, they've been propping up the stock market since 2020 because of the pandemic that was released. Now they're stopping. Market's going to completely collapse. They're going to try and crash land this plane that they've got coming out of the sky. It's not. They're going to lose momentum, and it will literally fall out of the sky. It's going to happen. It historically has happened, and it's going to touch everything. It's going to get ugly. But those of us who've been in the crypto space, we know how this is going to play out. They will go, crypto stopped falling. Crypto isn't dropping anymore. Crypto is revalued in the new currency that may be coming. Crypto is revalued in gold or silver. I don't know. Whatever. People will rush into it because it will store their value, it will transfer their value, and it will protect their purchasing power. It will. It does. That's what's happening. So all of this is happening, by the way, people. And guess what? El Salvador buys the Bitcoin dip. They just bought 500 more coins added to their balance sheet. $15.5 million of the Bitcoin added to their balance sheet. A sovereign nation just bought the dip, people. That's huge. Now, what happens when the rest of the world catches on and says, "Oh, I can increase my..." Oh, they're starting to pay attention to this guy. Nayib Bukele really knows what he's doing, and he's playing a very integral part in leading the world in the adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. As long as he has the right people surrounding him, giving him advice around not just Bitcoin, but other cryptocurrencies, so that we're not leaving money on the table. It's going to be very interesting here. It is El Salvador's largest coin purchase since they first began adding the digital currency to its balance sheet in September 2021. This same month, it became the first country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender alongside the US dollar. That's a big deal. This is a really big deal. All that's happening at the same time. And then we have the Mark Cuban coming out and pointing some things out here. Mark Cuban is pointing out that crypto is in a lull, very similar to what it was like when the internet came out. Basically, he points out we don't need DeFi and NFTs on every chain, which realistically we really don't. Okay, people who... This is what happens, very similar, reminiscent to the .com era. This is where all this stuff became... The internet became what it is. The websites became what they are. The internet, e-commerce became what it is. He's not wrong. Part of the reason I'm like connecting the dots here with this is because crypto's going through the lull that the internet went through. He said, and I tweeted on Monday. I'm going to read the tweet here. Crypto's going through the lull that the internet went through. After the initial surge of exciting apps, NFTs, DeFi, P2E, play to earn, we saw the imitation phase of chains subsidize the movement of these apps to their chains, a la bandwidth and storage subsidies by startups in the 2000s. Do you get it? Everything, it's like we're repeating history. I have said this to my friends and family. I rarely say it on the show here. Blockchain technology is another version or a newer version of the internet. It is the next building block of technological advancements for humanity. Yes, it requires the internet right now to run. You can stand up a DNS server or domain name services onto a blockchain in and of itself, and it becomes a third or an unstoppable internet. You've got the .eth addresses. Those are their own domain name services behind them. Just realize this is what's going to this is something that's really interesting here. What we have not seen is the use of smart contracts to improve businesses' productivity and profitability. Wrong on that one. I can't say anything actually. Yeah, no, that's happening. I talked about it yesterday on the show. What was it? Morpheus.network or something like that. It's partnering with Polygon, set up the smart contracts around their supply chain logistics that they're working on. Supply chain is a big area where smart contracts can improve business productivity and profitability. And I can tell you firsthand from some of the stuff I have personally worked on, the profitability point in supply chain alone, businesses across the world leave so much money on the table, whether they've got a product dispute or a purchase dispute, or whether they have mispaid or not paid, or they won't pay because they got something they didn't ask for, etc., etc. You do a smart contract that automatically tracks that whole thing through the life cycle of the purchase into the retail store or whatever. I'm telling you right now, that puts the money into the pockets where it belongs and removes it from sitting on the table. It is a big deal, a very big deal. Look at medical records. Look at the medical system. That is another area. I talk about this stuff on my shows. I can go on and on and on about use cases because, one, I've been in this space for so long. I've watched it happen. I learned the blockchain technology the hard way. And we'll get into that some other time. But I'm telling you, when the world wakes up and realizes what they can do with smart contracts alone, inside of an ecosystem that cannot be shut down and is everywhere and yet nowhere, humanity will literally flip everything on its head and we will automate our systems in ways that we've never been able to do and be able to advance what we do. Anyhow, continuing on with what he says, that will have to be the next driver. When businesses can use smart contracts to gain a competitive advantage, they will. The chains that realize this will survive. Polygon, Divi, not yet, but soon. Things like EOS, Ethereum, not so much anymore because they need to get their stuff together. They really need to get their stuff together. Now, the chains that copy what everyone else has done, those will fail. I agree with that. Hang on. Sorry. I agree that those chains that are trying to copy this stuff and do it better and do just the same thing, those are going to fail. The new idea chains, like what Divi Project's doing, like what Polygon is doing, those are solving problems. I've said this to my friends. What coin should I buy? And I'm like, I can't legally tell you what to do, but this coin and this coin are solving real world problems, and they're actually going to be used in industry in multiple ways. You might want to pay attention to those. Like Proppy, they're the first ones to do NFT home purchases and sales. I don't think there's another one yet. because it's kind of hard to replicate that. Now, if another company comes along and looks at what Propy's done, and they go, we could make this better, more efficient, and cheaper, then they might survive over Propy. But the vast majority of, unless you're improving upon a process or procedure or a technology that exists already, if you're just copying what another one's doing and you're saying, oh, we got this better, that's not going to fly in this space anymore. Very, very soon, you will see a lot of the different projects collapse. You have to pay attention to what you're doing and do your own research. The reason I'm a big proponent of Polygon is because they are actually solving problems. They have a layer 1 and a layer 2 solution. Very few people have that. Very few projects have that. Anyhow, kind of interesting point of view, I think. I don't necessarily agree with Mark Cuban on a lot, but he's not wrong in what he's saying. And I'm glad that he's actually coming out and saying this stuff, because some of the other stuff he said in his tweets here is that a lot of the people who are just stuck on one thing, they're leaving money on the table. There are businesses solving problems with the blockchain technology. Interesting stuff. So at this point in the show, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to say hey to everybody. Throw any questions you may have in the chat here, and I will try to answer those towards the end here. And then if you've gotten this far, smash the likes. It does help the show out, helps the other algorithms figure out who is doing what, and finds this types of content. If you guys have found it valuable, smash the likes. It helps others find it as well. So we've got Bitcoin Bull. What is up? Good morning, y'all. Lunch is on me. I bought a golf ball ETF yesterday with PAPAJO, and I decreased the liquidity of balls yesterday. Yes, we went Bitcoin Bull and I went and played golf. It was a lot of fun. Daddy-o, you missed it. Bitcoin Bull. My screen says you got second. Anyhow, that's pretty cool stuff. Trinity SS, what is going on? He only lost one. Only one with a couple years, with a 0 or 2 afterwards. We had a good time. It was just a fun old time. Oh, fun stuff. Daddy-o, what's up, brother? I got a tournament coming this weekend. You have fun, man. I love playing around the golf every once in a while. I have a bad back. The swing really helps me, and I go out just to have fun. If I lose a ball, I lose a ball. I go out and see how many I can lose, realistically, kind of thing. Don't really, just have a fun, good time, realistically. That's really all we have fun. Anyhow, what is going on, Clint Westwood, brother? How are you? It's good to see you. Appreciate you dropping in for sure. Oh, it's a fun old time here. Let's see. We got we got Johnny Mattis. What's up? Good to see you. Appreciate you jumping in. There's a lot of fun there. Kim, what's going on? Good morning. How are you? David Daddy, what's up, brother? How about that UST depegging? That was a crazy fun part of it. Or that was crazy fun to be part of. I need to go look into what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about, but from the sounds of it, you made a good bit of money with it too. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see here. Daddy-o, you think that the Dow 30 and Bitcoin will begin to reverse each other? Interesting at some point. Okay, Mike, take a look at that. Oh, brother. All right, cool. Let's see here. We got Busy Mountain. What's up? How you doing? Appreciate you jumping in. That wallet they use in El Salvador is not private keys. They don't have private keys in it? That's concerning. And Busy Mountain here. El Salvador is the banking cabal's attempt to see how this recapture effort will work. That's an interesting observation there. Rick, what's up, brother? Appreciate you popping in. And did you smash the likes? It helps crypto depression. Don't want to feel any better. Yeah. It's true. It does. Busy Mountain, it's a good point here. We have a serious enemy in crypto. The old bankers and control freaks are here. They are. They have been for a while. They fight against our freedom. They really do. It's really, really, really do. Very, very cool. dividend UST dropped to 68 cents. Supposed to be pegged to the dollar. Interesting. Pull up the chart. Hang on, let me see. UST. If I could. Where's the button to add? There it is. Hang on. Let me see what he's talking about. Market cap. Well, I actually don't know which one this is. Oh, this. I see it, I think. Add. UST. Whoa. When did that? I think I have the wrong one. Hang on. Stand by. David Daddy, I will look at that here in just a bit. That does look very interesting. Although I had the wrong one here. Well, look at Luna is up 50. Luna 50% drop in one day. Yes, I did see that. Luna is an interesting one. Luna is a very interesting one. Where is Luna? USDT. Let's look at it here. Yeah, they had a nasty drop. Let's go to the day. Terra Luna. Yeah, Terra got smashed yesterday along with everything else. Here, I'll pull that up. I can pull that up. I think I have the wrong. Davy Daddy, if you can find me the ticker for UST, I will pull that up because UST is pulling up a whole bunch of other stuff that doesn't quite make sense. Let's see here. If I can pull up the screen. There it is. Yeah, that looks ugly. Yeah, Luna fell off a cliff yesterday, it looks like. A lot of coins kind of did. That wick shows 61 cents. Yeah, it was a lot. That's a lot. That's a big wick in one day. Holy cow. And it's barely trying to hang on right now. Let's see if I can find UST. Coinbase. Add. It's still at 90. Wow. Holy cow. I found it. Divvy Daddy, thank you. So it's supposed to sit level, and it is tanked. Interesting. Man. And it's still not up to $1. Oh, wow. So they had to sell the Luna, Patrick. They had to sell the Luna to bring the price. Interesting. That's crazy, dude. Wow. So yeah, fun stuff towards the end of the show. Oh man, that's nuts. That's nuts. Well, people, things are getting interesting in the space, aren't they? We'll find out what happens here very, very soon, I think. Yeah, David Daddy, reminding as always, not your keys, not your coins. You better hold your own crypto. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there. I think I actually have a meeting I am slightly late for here, so I'm gonna go ahead and duck out. You guys and gals have a wonderful and blessed day. If you're not part of the Patreon, please consider joining. If you want to come check it out, it's only $5. It's not a lot. Come check it out. If it's not for you, great. If you like it, stick around. It does help the channel out. So anyways, y'all have a wonderful, blessed afternoon, and I will see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.